I have 55 out of the 227 total shinies you could possibly get in the game. In this video, I'm going to go one wild zone at a time in order to see if I can get new ones. Once I get a shiny, I have to move on to the next zone. Wild Zone 1. I'm going to be fast travel resetting from the Pokemon Research Lab in hopes to get a Pichu. But let's see what else I can get. Oh boy. There's number one. Oh, wrong. There's a Marie. Check it off the list. Alright. Next up is Wild Zone 2. I have it set tonight because I really want that Star U. So I'm going to do a spawn reset. And now it's time to fast forward the boring parts. He's just teasing me now. Been hunting for about 45 minutes and got nothing but teases. And we're going to get back with fast forwarding the boring parts. Alright, let's try and check. Nothing. There he is. I'm okay with that. At this point, I realize my volume when speaking in the videos isn't all that great, so I'm going to be working on making it better for the following 18 wild zones I have left. So bear with me, please. So derpy. It's hilarious. Alright, next up is the infamous Wild Zone 3. This one is obviously known for being the easiest area to hunt for shinies because you can just go into this building, go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Something's going to be shiny. But I'm going to do it once, and then I'm going to go to my Pikachu spot, which will not be shiny from this method. And I'm going to bench reset and look for a Pikachu. It'll also reset a lot of everything. Take a look around. And I'll do a bench reset. Some Pikachus. 5, 3, 1. A shiny Pikachu. Let's go ahead and fast forward through the boring parts. Surprisingly, this specific shiny we're about to get only took about 10 minutes. So, here we go. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. I got it. I got one. I heard it shining twice. We'll check the rest of them. Man, that was a quick. With that, Wild Zone 3 is completed, and we did get the Pikachu we came to get. Now, let's move on to Wild Zone 4. Next up is Wild Zone 4. In this zone, I can really use just about anything except Pat Rat. An Ekans would be cool, another Ghastly would be cool. I don't have a Hone Edge, a Sweeper, or a Spinnerack, so we're going to be... Well, I'm going to go in and see if there's a bench anywhere. closer to the middle. That would be cool. If not, we'll just do a teleport. And now let's fast forward through the boring parts. Alright, let's check. Oh, I heard it. Where is it? Oh, it's a gas leak. Is that it? Just a gas leak? That was quick. That was like 5 minutes. 2 alpha, 3 alpha. Now, let's get out of here and take a look at that. There he is. Man, shiny alpha Gengar. I'm gonna have to find somebody who wants to frustrate this one. Can't wait till I get him. Alright, that one was extremely fast. Less than 5 minutes. Wild Zone 4 is done. Now let's move on to Wild Zone 5. Just wait till you see what happens there. With Wild Zone 5, all I really need is that Abra. So we're going to go in and we're going to see how I can possibly set up something to get an Abra. Let's find out. The good thing about this one, if I do a reset here, it's going to end up making 16. What? This will not count as a Wild Zone 16 completion. I have to do these in order, so I'm going to catch this one, but it's going to be the same as getting it outside of a Wild Zone. I have to do these in order or it doesn't count. So, Abra, what? Oh my goodness. Wild Zone 5 was probably a fluke. So from here on out, I cleared out the Wild Zones prior to recording. So I wouldn't get any false shinies. Alright, now we're going to move on to Wild Zone 6. This area I could use a Meditite or a Bunnery. Probably not going to get one of those, but let's see if we get as lucky as we did in Wild Zone 5. Wild Zone 6, I went back and forth between resetting Wild Zone 6 and the cafe that is located inside of Wild Zone 6. This essentially resets the entire area and gives you the most resets that you can get. So with that, I'm going to fast forward through the boring parts. Alright, let's go check. Almost nighttime, so. There it is. We got one that I needed. I didn't know you were pink. That's nice. I didn't know you were pink. With that shiny Bunnery, Wild Zone 6 is complete. So let's move on to Wild Zone 7. Alright, next up is Wild Zone 7. So Wild Zone 7, I could obviously use an Adeno. And I feel like it's more of a rare spawn across the entire game. But I would also be okay with the Vanillite. I don't think I need anything else. Yeah. So with this one, there are several benches around the area. I can either tell. Ooh. Let's go look. Vanillite would be really nice. There we go. I wanted to bench reset this area, but then I realized that the fast travel reset is probably better, faster, and more efficient. So that's what I did. Now let's fast forward through the boring parts. Alright, let's go check them out. Ooh. Man, I gotta get a shelf on one of these, huh? With Floette caught, that completes Wild Zone 7. Let's move on to Wild Zone 8. Alright, the next area is Wild Zone 8. And honestly, I need anything but a drill bird in this area. I would absolutely prefer a gibble, but that is highly unlikely that that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and look around, see if there's any opportunities for different areas other than fast travel resets. And if I can get a shelf up. I really hope I don't get the driver out of this one. Alright, we're going to do the fast travel. From here, I did the fast travel method for about 15 minutes, and this is what I came up with. Alright, let's go check one again. I heard it. Where is it? Oh, come on, Gibble. Come on, Gibble. Be a Gibble, 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 be a... Oh, dang it. Only thing I did was... Why couldn't you be shiny? Alright. The one Pokemon I didn't want from this zone is the one that I got. So, but that also means that Wild Zone 8 is done. Alright, now we're moving on to Area 9. Area 9, I would be okay. I would actually like a Mawile, Sableye, Kadabra, or even a Carbink. I'm okay with all of those. So, we're going to run inside. Oh, we're going to wait for daytime to start. Once the daytime starts, we're going to run inside and figure out where and how we're going to shiny hunt Area 9. And at this point, we're going to fast forward to the good part. Sparkle. Something sparkle. If I don't, I'm setting it up. This zone took forever. Forever and a day. Several hours of hunting this zone until I figured out exactly what I needed to do. Come on, give me a bench or something up here. Like, Jesus. This is ridiculous. If I could reset all, full response, I feel like it would be better. I'm gonna try it. Swear, these ladders are ridiculous. These are way too tall of buildings. They... New bench. 3 miles. Do you see what I see? Oh. Oh, that is a good area for a bench. I love it. We're doing it. Bench resetting starting now. I didn't know there was a bench in Wild Zone 9. I looked around. Obviously, I didn't look good enough. And now we're going to fast forward through the boring parts. Come on. Is that a Shalfa? It was. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank God I finished Wild Zone 9. That took forever. Wild Zone 9 with a Shalfa Shiny Alpha Carbink. Done. Wild Zone 10. The goal is obviously Slowpoke. That'd be the easiest one. But I'm okay with an Arbok, a Staryu, or a Tynamo. Anything else? Not so much. So let's get into fast forwarding through the boring parts. Someone's gonna sparkle. There he is. That's number 10. That's the halfway point. I'll take it. Let's go check the other one. There's Carvana. Wild Zone 10 is going to have reached the halfway point. Alright, next up we have Wild Area 11. So I've done very, very little hunting in this area. So I would like almost anything. Furfuro and Gyarados I don't care for. But if I got a Shalfa, I'd be okay with that. Slowpoke is the guy. I want him. But we're going to go in. We're going to check out. See what we got. It is time to fast forward through the boring part. Alright, let's get in there and check something. This one better be quick. What? That's outside the zone though. I gotta go get it. Doesn't count. Anybody want a magic card? What? I heard it. Don't know what it was. I heard it. Anything big pop up? Where was it? I hate this. It's hiding. No, it's not over. We're gonna come over here. Maybe I can see it. No. Give me something in the zone, man. Another. It's not one of the ones I got already, was it? No, I didn't. I don't have a spinner rack yet, so I'm okay with that. That is 2 phases outside of the zone. That's ridiculous. And I got that on a day-night cycle. Now, my favorite part, fast forwarding through the boring parts.
Ah, that's fine. I heard it. Where was it?
Well, I got one. I swear to God, it's outside of the zone again. Oh, I didn't know I could throw it across the pond. Oh! Get out of here. We got Wild Zone 11. is now complete, even after I got 2 shiny phases outside of the zone. That was just ridiculous. Alright, now we're moving on to Wild Zone 12. Wild Zone 12, I have not shiny hunted in. So basically everything except Go-Goat I'm okay with. On top of that, I'm probably going to bench reset because going here doesn't spawn as many Pokemon. But what? Well, well, Wild Zone 12's done. That was, yeah, I'm okay with that. That was less than a minute. Alright, Wild Zone 12 had to be a fluke. 13, I know it's not going to be as nice to me. But 13 obviously has some good spawns with the Scyther, Pinsir, and Head Across. I'm okay with all 3 of those. And Phantom. So let's go figure out how we can hunt this area. I think it's going to be a fast travel reset, but we're going to go where we're going to. Man, lots of them. Give me one of these guys. Yep, fast travel reset it is. Zone 13 took some time. Not nearly as long as Wild Zone 9, but it did take a while. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the good part. Sparkle for me. He's right there. I see him. I got him. I got him. And finally, Wild Zone 13 is done. I mean, it was just a little over an hour. That's not too bad. For a shiny Pinsir. Shiny Pinsir, he's so good looking. Alright, let's get into Wild Zone 14. I will take anything but Drillbur and Emolga. Let's get to it. This is going to be a simple spot reset. And now it's time to fast forward to the good part. Alright, here we go. Shiny Onyx. Come on. Something shiny. Not that Onyx. Oh, come on. I'll take it. I'll throw another Pokeball. Alright. Well. That's Wild Zone 14 complete. So, I mean, I can't complain too much. I wanted an Onyx. I'm going to come back and I'm going to give me an Onyx. They tried to kill me. Alright, let's get into Wild Zone 15. Wild Zone 15, I obviously want that Larvitar. But I haven't been in Wild Zone 15 since I had to be in Wild Zone 15. So I have no idea where he spawns. What time of day he spawns. And I'm going to say I also would be okay with a Shuppet. So we're going to go to the cafe. We're going to start there. We're going to look around. And now, let's fast forward to the good part. What is that? Oh boy, howdy. Alright, let's get out of here. I didn't know they were purple. Oh. Wild Zone 15 is done. Alright, next up we have Wild Zone 16, which is one of the most shiny hunted zones because of that little blue guy. I need one more Froakie to get through this zone, but because of the way this is set up, the fastest way to reset this with the best spawns is going through Wild Zone 5. It will reset the Starmie in that area at night and all of the Pokemon that I need. With that being said, let's fast forward through the boring parts. Let's look. There he is. Look at him. Look at him over there. Looking all green. Look, Froakie was back last time I checked. I must have scared him off again. Well, not what I wanted, but it was one of those easy to spot ones, so I like that. Would have been nice if it was an alpha. He ain't bad. That's a nice shiny. The green. Pretty good. Wild Zone 16 is done. We are going into Wild Zone 17. The only ones we are going for are Chespin and Skarmory. But we are going to primarily focus on Chespin. And with that being said, we're going to fast forward to the good parts. Let's check these guys. Come on, Chespin. Okay, I got something. Okay, got a Diggersby to my left. Come on, be it. Diggersby to my right. And her Diggersby in front of me. Come on. Get out of there. Ah, come on. How did I not wake up the other two? Well, wanted the Chespin, but I got the Fat Bunny instead. But I'll be back for 17 for that Chespin, don't you worry. But with that being said, Wild Area 17 is done. Alright, let's get into Wild Zone 18. There's only one guy I want here. And that's that little guy, Finnegan. So I'm going to show you exactly where I'm going to set up to get him. This is the route you need to take and the stairs you need to take to get to the perfect Finnegan reset. The only one that's available in the game. The only bench that will let you reset him. So this is what you need to do. With that being said, it's time to fast forward through the boring part. let's take a look. I got an alpha Fennekin, but not a shiny Fennekin. Ah, Shafa Fennekin would just make my whole make the rest of the year nothing. Oh, you see it? Hold on. I gotta check rope bunny. I gotta go down there. Maybe we really go. There he is. Back on. I'm okay with that now. Just because back on.
Yeah.
This. Nice. And with that, Wild Zone 18 is done. But again, I'm going to come back for that Fennekin. That Fennekin's going to be mine. Alright. Time for Wild Zone 19. Wild Zone 19 is one of the more favorites that I have not shiny hunted much of yet. I have gotten one shiny Eevee and one Kangaskhan out of Shiny Zone 19. So obviously I can use another Eevee, but I'm going for that Drampa. That's what we're going for. Wild Zone 19. There are very few methods that you can try here. One is just fast traveling back to Wild Zone 19. The second one is fast traveling to 19, running left until you get close enough to get the Drampa or Clefairy spawn, and then resetting from there. I will be trying both of these, and from there, we're going to find out what's going to happen. And with that, let's go ahead and fast forward through the boring parts. Alright, let's check it out. Where's my... Might have heard of Sparkle. Oh, what? Okay. That's a Scalpa. That's a Scalpa. I'll take that one all day long. I don't need a Furfuro. But that was the end of 19. Is that it? We gotta take a look around. I know the 2 sparkled. Doesn't mean there's 2 shinies, but... Well. That's a Shalfa Furfuro. So, yeah. That means Wild Zone 19 out of 20 is done. Alright, we're going into the final leg of this challenge. Wild Zone 20. Probably my favorite group of Pokemon, but my least favorite one to hunt in. If that makes sense. In this zone, I want any of the starters or any of the alphas that spawn in the middle. With that being said, let's get there and get going. Wild Zone 20, I ran around until my hands got tired. And after that, I started bench resetting. So let's go ahead and fast forward through the boring parts. Let's check and see what we got. I've been bench resetting for a while, so I should have something. There it is. That's a Pokeball. And just like that, Wild Zone 20, along with every single Wild Zone I've caught a shiny in.